What is up, everybody? I've been watching the process of them tearing down this old hospital for a while now. That hospital actually has a connection to Dr. Bob and the founding of AA, so people come out and do a whole pilgrimage to a bunch of sites in Akron once a year on Founders Day, and I don't know if people still go by there anymore. Anyways, that was my storefront there, and it's funny because I have this vintage Leave Kodak Film Here sign, and I've been getting calls all of a sudden, like more and more, of people thinking that I'm actually a film lab. No, just all my vintage collection in that window, and I decorate that window seasonally. It's got Halloween stuff in there right now, obviously. Anyways, this day I was out on my single speed doing some work. I had photos to take outside and a gig to go to over at the University of Akron. So yeah, just grabbed a single speed because it had my bag on there, and I needed to carry a bunch of coffee bags to take product shots. The next day was Friday, and me and Erin were heading out to Kent. We have been together for 8 years, and we were doing our anniversary dinner observed on Friday. The actual anniversary was on Sunday, which you'll see we ended up getting to ride again, but we weren't sure that was going to happen. I had to work both days over the weekend, Saturday night and Sunday afternoon, so we decided let's go out and get dinner together on this night. This here is the new Route 8 bridge they're building. Well, there's the old one. The new one's going up next to it. They're going to build the new one and then tear down the old one. I thought that might affect the Freedom Trail and it might have gotten closed during the construction, but then I realized there's active train tracks down there, so they had to build the bridge without actually closing off the area, which is awesome. Here, me and Erin were going to cut through this gravel mine, gravel processing facility that we do sometimes to avoid this main road, but I guess it was a little too early on Friday and we saw some trucks back there, and we actually turned around and headed back out instead of trying to go through when they were actually working. On the weekends, it's never an issue, or later at night. We were going to have dinner at a Mexican place called The Battleground. Really, really good. A little more spendy than your typical Mexican restaurant, but higher quality food too. If you're in the area and you've never been out to this restaurant in Kent, definitely check it out. When the weather's nice, they have a great outdoor space as well. Erin and I were chatting a little bit about bikes and our bike history together, talking about the first time we ever rode bikes together was on a bike share in Columbus in February of the first year we were seeing each other. Erin had not been on a bike as an adult, but she decided to hop on and we ended up having a good time doing that. And then I think it was pretty much by spring, I had built her up a Schwinn, and then we were riding more and more. Started doing a lot of day trips, and then a couple years later is when we started getting into doing the bike touring and the bike packing. Erin had the idea to do Ohio to Erie from one of her friends that she worked with, and yep, we were off doing bike tours and doing all the stuff we do now, and her with all her different bikes. The day after, on Saturday, I didn't have a lot of time. I needed to get a lot of work done, and like I said, I had to be at work. Also have my trip coming up this week as I record this out to the East Coast. So I decided I was going to go out just for a solo rip, not stopping anywhere or doing anything. I haven't done a ride like this for a while, where I was actually riding at a pretty high pace, just really, putting some effort into turning the pedals and just riding out somewhere, turning around and coming back. I saw and got shout outs a number of times on this ride, so I didn't really catch who everyone was, and I wasn't stopping anything to slow down or talk to anyone, but so to the people who said hi to me, what's up? So I don't know if some were just locals that I didn't recognize because I was just moving and not really, kind of in my own world, or if they were people who knew me from the channel. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you were one of the people who yelled my name. So, and that's also why I didn't stop again, just I was out there trying to move. It is absolutely stunning outside right now in Northeast Ohio. The leaves, this has got to be the peak of it. It's coming a little later because the weather has been so nice. As I'm recording it, the high today is 79, which I can't even believe. I'm trying to already figure out how am I going to get enough done that I could get outside and get on my bike at least for a little bit today. Maybe I could mix it up with some kind of errand I need to do for our trip. This is beautiful Summit Lake here. I'm on the other side from the towpath. They've made it so you could ride all the way around the lake now, which is really cool. I added a couple bridges and all that. But why don't we do a little bit of a musical interlude so we could do some leaf peeping, enjoy some of the scenery, and then we'll come back and we'll chat about a little more after. So on Sunday, after I was done with my photo shoot, Erin and I decided to head out and go get some dinner at Magic City. It was beautiful again. Similar route as I rode the day before. We rode on the other side of the lake and stuff, but just so pretty and so beautiful. To the idea to stay inside and try and get the work done that I need to get done. It just didn't happen. I still did work all most of the evening and trying to get photos edited. I obviously need to stay on top of stuff we're leaving on Thursday morning as I record this. So my trip has a number of moving parts. So we'll have the event that's Nutmeg Nor'easter that Ronnie Romance puts on. I'm looking forward. I know there's a bunch of people who watch this channel who I'll get to see out there, and just friends I've made from going now a number of years. I'm really looking forward to that. The next video on this channel is going to be about what I'm bringing and how I'm packing up the bike and all that stuff, because it's a multiple part trip, like I said. So we have the Nutmeg thing, but then me and Dylan are going on a bike tour right after. I'll actually be in New York City for like a day and a half, couple days. I'm not going to plan any kind of meetups really, like officially, just because I just don't really want to be locked in on any kind of schedule. I just want to be able to do my thing. So I know I'll see a bunch of people at Nutmeg. There's a chance we'll end up trying to do something else, but I'm just not going to, force myself into any kind of schedule on my last few days of vacation. But I am excited. It sounds like we have a cool little tour planned. We're going to be hopping on a ferry, then riding down Long Island, camping on Long Island. Then we'll have a couple nights in an Airbnb in the Queens area of New York, and then we'll be riding up the OCA to Croton. So I'm pretty excited about all that. It's stuff I've always wanted to do. I've never really spent any time on Long Island, and I've done the OCA before in the opposite direction, but I just absolutely loved it, so I'm really looking forward to it. Weather is looking decent so far. Warmish days, cool nights. There's not a ton of rain in the forecast. Last week in October, early November, it's always going to be a gamble, but we'll get through. Last year it was absolutely insane with all the puddles and the pouring rain, and still ended up having a blast out there. So that's about going to do it for this one. Thanks as always for watching. I hope you guys are getting beautiful fall weather like we are here. I will see you in the next one. Give this video a like. Peace.